Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to your very own Try Before You Buy channel with your host Karamullah Kadwani. Today is all about Fortnum and Maison, the perfume from the house of Roja Parfums. Fortnum and Maison, the perfume by Roja is classified as an amber spicy fragrance for men and women both on Frag-rant. The perfume was launched in 2018. The nose behind the fragrance is Roja, as is with all the perfumes under Roja Parfums. Top notes are lemon, bergamot, citron. Middle notes are peach, merose, labdanum, jasmine, galbanum, and orange blossom. Base notes are amber, vanilla, birch, castoreum, saffron, amyris, labdanum, olibanum, oak moss, benzoin, musk, patchouli, sandalwood, coriander, and vetiver. Anyways, folks, if this is the first time you're tuning into my channel and you love watching fragrance reviews from recent times and old, and you haven't still subscribed, as I've noticed 80% of the viewers haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to my channel. This helps the channel a lot stay afloat, because all the purchases that we do on my channel for the perfumes are with my hard-earned money. I am not sponsored. I'm not on the free bottles brigade. I don't think I have made that place for me as of now. I'm very young and my channel is still growing. I'm very new to reviewing fragrances, but I would love to see my subscribers grow, inshallah. As of now, I have 600 plus subscribers, and I'd like to see it to go to 1,000. So once we reach the 1,000 subscribers mark, I will do a house overview with the maximum number of perfumes that I have for the house, and inshallah they own every 5,000 subscribers I shall do an overhouse review. Without wasting any more time, let's get into this. This is what Roja has to say about this fragrance. He says, Fortnum and Maison, it is impossible not to be enveloped by the richness of this iconic symbol of British luxury. I love its understated elegance, the subtle gestures that are distinctly British, distinctly Fortnums. I have reflected this in the composition. A luxurious amber base, rarely used in perfumery, forms the foundation of this creation, whilst an exquisite blend of leather, oud, and precious woods intermingle with the notes of rose, the flower of England. The sunburst, an emblem of the store, adorns the label and box, evocative of the timelessness and warmth that pervades every flow. That's a note from the brand, as mentioned earlier. However, having said that, this is actually the least talked about or hyped fragrances from the entire line. It has been a challenge to discuss, though, as it harkens back decades and yet has this air of modernity to which only Roja can create. I am also, towards the end of the video, going to give you an alternate to this fragrance, which to my nose, in my point of view, is similar but not the same, if that makes any sense at all. And I haven't seen anybody do this weird kind of match to the perfume that we are so going to talk about towards the end of the video. I will mention it and we will do a full review on that fragrance at a later time, hopefully in the coming future. You'll see the amyris in many of Roja's creations, particularly the Perfume de la Nuit line of fragrances. Amyris, also known as Haitian sandalwood, is a distinctive tree native to Haiti. Its bark and wood differ significantly from the citrusy aroma of lemon or orange trees. Instead, amyris exudes a scent resembling sandalwood, which has earned it the moniker Haitian sandalwood. This warm and woody fragrance is often used as a base note in contemporary masculine woody scents. Perfumers combine it with other potent fragrances like cypress, oak moss, oud wood, sandalwood, and patchouli, resulting in deep, multifaceted scents that enhance chypre, amber, and woody fragrances. If you're curious about specific perfumes featuring the amorous note, Maison Francis Kurjan comes to mind, and he's created a perfume called Amorous Homme. Pays homage to this aromatic tree, blending its precious essence with white musk, floral notes, coffee, and cocoa. So, if you're looking for a unique and versatile fragrance, Amorous might be an excellent choice. Just as a side note, I'm not going to get into the kind of details. I have made notes on the various accords or notes that are used in this fragrance, but I'm not kind of going to get into it because that's going to make it rather lengthy. I'm going to try to jump straight into the review, and if at a later date anyone's interested, could send me a message on my YouTube video, and I shall share all the details or the details of the notes that are within this fragrance. I shall discuss with you at length. So, if you recollect, I call this an amber spicy fragrance. A lot of references of people calling it an amber oriental composition as well. Rightfully so. I beg to differ, as it may start like an amber oriental. There are so many transitions it goes through, as with many other Roja creations. Let's get the elephant out of the room by saying that this is rather pricey. So not everyone's going to have it in their collection, and so it brings you exclusivity, the novelty factor, and a chance of being unique, standing out from amongst the crowd. This is different from the usual base heavy Rojas, in which the heart and that signature Roja Oud accord or note is money. So let's also start by saying this is not a blaster by any means. In other words, if you may call it beast mode, it's not beast mode. It's more of a pulsating scent which keeps fading away and then kind of making its appearance back every hour, 2 hours, and you'll keep smelling whiffs of the fragrances in the air, and so would the people around you. It's a full day wear. The longevity is through the roof. From all the other much hype talked about Roja fragrances, not taking anything away from them, as they rightfully deserve the love they get. This one's quiet, in which most people don't hype it or talk about it as much. We have reviews on it now, but the most hidden gem in the entire collection when it was first released in 2018. To me, it's quite understandably so, as it is a rather complex composition, and I myself took the longest time to feel confident in sharing what I feel this fragrance brings to the table. Amorous, as stated by Roja on his website, is a blend of benzoin and cedar. To my nose, is more like both notes meshed together. There are layers and layers upon layers of notes in this one that actually feel one, if that makes sense. So this is what brings elegance and comes off very posh and expensive, feeling like it, for me, thins the line between fragrances of the bygone era with an air of modernity. Many call it an oriental amber, but to my nose it's sparkling champagne-like feel, which brings this aura of brightness to the amber, complex yet bright. It'll remind you of the sundial design on the bottle and the presentation, and perfectly embodies the vibe of the Fortnum and Maison store, for which it was exclusively made. So the store is the larger than life English luxury store that displays all things English: tea, furniture, kitchen accessories, larger than life figurines, the ultra luxe displays with super bougie over the top carpets and chandeliers. It's luxury at its best: super bougie, super intensely rich vibes with premium prices, which actually keep such brands afloat in the era of Amazon and online shopping experiences. It's a once in a lifetime experience, and one should put it into their to-do list. If I may, I have it on mine. Also, if you have never been to one of these stores, it may just be too much and overwhelming as is this fragrance. Everything so hits you at once, like being wrecked by a train. Too much to take for not the very experienced end users. Opens with this candied like peach accord, if you will, on an amber bed. It feels the best example I can give you here is that of the iceberg, where maybe 10 to 15, maybe maximum 20-30% of the iceberg, which is of course visible to the eye, the rest of it remains kind of unseen, if you may. As I said, I'd best describe this as an iceberg with all the plethora of notes lying in the shadows beneath surface, essentially making this a chypre. Might remind you of Absolute Pour le Soir by Mason Francis Kurkdjian. Again, comes to mind an avant-garde creation with pissy animalics in which he's used civet. For shock value, if you will, the opening of his fragrances are an experience within themselves, where he likes opening his fragrances with plasticky like synthetics. The thing with perfumery is that you can be using all synthetics and still make it smell real, authentic. Or on the contrary, you may be using all natural, but it may come off synthetic. A good example is Deer Musk by the House of Zoologist, a house that claims not using any naturals, but yet if it smells so real. Amongst other examples, Musk Tonkin might come to mind from Parfum d'Ampere. Again, seems like they're using real musk, but truth be told, it's synthetics. The layers unfold, keeping the wearer engaged throughout the journey. Blooms so much better on skin and opens up blooms so much better on skin and opens up, enveloping you into an abyss of notes. The part of the iceberg that lurks within the shadows, Maison. Let's actually talk about Maison, without which I feel this review will remain incomplete, though I have details on all the other notes as mentioned above. If I do reach 40 comments or so of the viewers telling me that they're interested in learning more about the notes and the nuances they might bring to the fragrance, I shall discuss all the notes in depth in another upcoming video. So, May Rose, also known as Rose Centifolia. Please do forgive me if I am not correct in the information I share with you. You may correct me in the comments below. Challenging to grow, May Rose, also known as Rose Centifolia or Rose de Grace, is more challenging to cultivate. It flowers only once a year and its petals must be picked on the day they bloom before drawn, as the scent weakens with sunlight. The scent of May Rose blends honeyed like floral notes, offering unparalleled subtlety. Sometimes it reveals elegant leathery facets. Harvesting. May Rose is grown from Damask Rose hybrids. Its round, scented florals have numerous overlapping petals. Uses May Rose is often used to produce extracts, absolutes, or concentrates for natural perfumery. Its aroma evokes childhood memories of common garden roses. In summary, Damask Rose is widely used in fragrances, while May Rose's rarity and delicate scent make it a prized choice for perfumers. Both roses contribute unique character to the world of scents. So the rose here is, as mentioned in the description, it's honeyed like, jammy if you will, kind of taking it into the Middle Eastern direction but not quite going there fully. You have jasmine and that adds a layer of sweetness to the composition as well. So you have the candied peach doubled with the candied rose, further accentuated sweetness by the note of jasmine. You also have geranium doubling up on the rose but with its green spicy like nuances if you will. Jasmine from grass, orange blossom bringing in the florals, Up top you have the bergamot, lemon and citron that are obliterated by the warmth of the sun rather fast and dissipate, making way for this ambery composition. The animalics here is castoreum with its leathery facets. Though Roja uses animalics just to add complexity and interest into his compositions, usually here the animalics are amplified, if you will. So you get leather from the get-go and goes well into the dry down again. It's so perfectly blended, it doesn't go all the way animalic for you to coin this fragrance a leather fragrance. So everything is amped up, yet it takes the composition into a direction but stops just at the line, which really makes it difficult to review or coin as an amber, leather, oud or other composition entirely. The signature oud Roja has in his compositions rather acts as the backbone in this fragrance, giving this composition a depth and the level of complexity, but again does not take over the fragrance. Also, labdanum, one of Roja's favorite notes, and mine is very prominent, as well as oak moss. Frankincense and saffron, again taking this into a Middle Eastern territory, and saffron not only accentuating the leather but also adding a layer of complexity and depth. Vintage Chypre classic like Oriental blueprint of Roja used here, as he has a thorough understanding of the perfumes of the bygone era and his favorite genre being Chypres. I'd refer to MDCR Chypre Palatin to help you better understand the traditional Oriental Chypre style. Here Roja gives it an air of modernity, amping up notes like saffron, birch, oud, frankincense. There is this familiarity and Roja's signature, and at the same time exudes vintage-like nuances. Everything beautifully contrasted but works in perfect harmony, goes all the way but stops. That in itself is perfumery at its finest. This one is love for me, and shifts and transitions effortless. I haven't heard anyone compare this to Amouage Imitation Man that I earlier said I shall discuss in another upcoming video. Or for the matter of fact, La Dole Exquis by the House of Les Abstraits, that translates to, I think, a sweet pain, or the exquisite pain, I'm sorry. But kind of remind me of each other, which we shall discuss in my upcoming reviews. Similar but not the same, if that makes any sense at all. I can't compare this to Imitation Man, but then there's something that kind of reminds me of Imitation Man. Do let me know if you already own this masterpiece or have sampled it ever at any point in your lifetime, and your thoughts on this fragrance. Much thanks to all those who've made it to the end of the video. Hoping to see you soon. Next time in another upcoming review. Until the next time, your host Karamullah Kadwani. Hello, I'm back. That's the bottle for Chypre Palatin and the review that we did on MDCI's Chypre Palatin. A true Oriental Chypre classic. It's sexy, it's beautiful. I don't have words to express myself, but it's a perfume that you should experience once in a lifetime. That's my bottle for Imitation Man by the House of Amouage, and it is one of the masterpieces, I guess, which was created during the Christopher Chong, I'm forgetting his name. Apologies for the error, if any, that I've made. I got a free engraving service from the House of Amouage, as I do own a lot of their fragrances, and most probably I shall be doing a house overview once I reach 1,000 subscribers. The usual Amouage presentation, as with all others, it's premium. The presentation for Fortnum and Maison, though, you have the box here with the sundial and the Fortnum and Maison emblem, logo, its signature store thing that it has. It's further It's further accentuated in the bottle with a plaque up front, adorned with Swarovski, adorned with jewels up top. It's just beautiful, the bottle presentation. The perfume atomizer, as with all other Roja perfumes, is beautiful. It's precious spray atomizer, so you can control the mist that you're going to get with this fragrance. Until the next time, your host Karamullah Kadwani. Thank you so much for tuning in.